up, everybody? It's the Rottweiler Patriots. I'm Vegas,
And I'm T-Bone.
and we're coming at you with another video today where we're going to be discussing the Carolina Panthers Week 8 matchup against the Houston Texans. The Panthers getting their first win of the year, finally, against
Woo!
CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans, winning the battle of pick number 1 versus pick number 2. And I thought Young looked overall pretty good in this one. T-Bone, as the residential Panthers fan, I want to get your thoughts on finally getting a W.
Thank you, Vegas. We didn't even play our best game. That's the greatest part about this whole win is that we didn't even play our best game because we played better games on losses. So knowing that we could play better is just already knowing that this is the threshold. This is how bad we have to play to win. I'm so happy. It's all blue skies from here. Obviously, it's not, but it's really good that it's comforting to know. Hey, let's not play. There's some stuff we got to work on. Let's not do all of this exact stuff again. But hey, worst comes to worst, this is how we have to play to get wins. Because we have played better, and it's great. I'm loving everyone's coming around. About Bryce Young, and you know what? Bryce and CJ at the end, they were nice. They were nice. There was a lot of sportsmanship there. It was a really nice game. Really, really love to see it. I'm glad that if we got any of Bryce Young's first wins, it was against pick number 2, just so some of the haters can be quiet just for a little bit. Even if CJ has been playing better, well, when it comes to head, Bryce has that dub. Now, obviously, it's going to be rough patches from here, but are playoff hopes dead? Yes, because we have a couple of rough teams ahead. That being said, we can still make some noise. We don't have to be written off as the first overall or second overall pick. We can make moves. We only have 6 losses. We got some bad teams ahead. We're playing the Colts. I mean, I'm feeling happy. We're starting to get in our groove. A lot of teams would be really upset that this is their first win. But it was around Halloween. The team came together for a little party with the Bozeman's. It's just everyone showed up. Everyone had a good time. It was a really nice time to get a win because it's just we're coming together. We're getting a win. We're gonna have a little party. We're having a little get together. It's feeling good, and I am so glad that they have made the decision to keep moving forward with having Frank Reich as the offensive play caller, and instead having Thomas Brown, which is nice because I think it was Thomas Brown was he called, I wouldn't say Frank Reich called bad plays, but Thomas Brown called some of the plays that really won us the game. Now it was a little bit risky. We had to do a couple of fourth downs. Now we didn't do the best on one of those fourth downs that turned into no points, but another one turned out to be what would lead to the drive of the game-winning kick. So you win and you lose. I don't want to go for fourth every time. That being said, I'm glad that we are willing to risk it and trust our guys with 1 or 2 yards. Shout out Eddie Pinheiro. He did miss a kick early on, but when we needed him most, he clutched up with back-to-back-to-back kicks. A 47, a 48 or 46, a 37 field goals, and then when we needed it most, a 23rd chip shot. Good job, Eddie P. I really like him. He's shaky at times, but he's a really good kicker. He has been pretty consistent. He has the longest active streak of fourth quarter / overtime kicks made in the NFL. And I love it. I love it. So Brian Burns was got a sack. I'd love to see that. Loving to see Frankie Louvu, NFC Defensive player of the week. God bless it. It's beautiful. He had, let's see, let's see if all of Frankie stats real quick, just because, well, it's not every day that you get NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He had 12 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, and 1 sack. Good Lord, he was cooking. Everyone is just coming together with this team. I've never seen a happier 1-16 before. And I'm so happy to say 1-6 and not 0-7. Life is feeling good. Growing pains are happening. There's going to be rough patches ahead, but we're putting in the work. We're figuring out things. We're figuring out. Bryce is getting more confident. He is sure he's done a couple of checkdowns, but I'm finally not just seeing him snap the ball and turn a complete 90-degree angle and throw the ball. He's actually comfortable in the pocket. He's throwing that stuff down. A lot of plays have been happening. It's good. It's good stuff. So now let's address something a little bit that really only Panthers fans are feeling right now. Our lack of moves before the trade deadline. That being none. Scott Fitterer, our GM, said we'd be in on every deal. Well, I guess he's right because every deal is no deal. That being said, I trust Fitterer. I'm not ready to throw him to the wolves yet. Not ready to throw him to the wolves yet. He has made a couple of questionable decisions, but overall, not. I'm not ready to be like you have made no trades. What's going on? Because I know some people were like, "Hey, trade TMJ and a couple of guys for Devontae or something." But who knows? Stuff can happen, and if it doesn't, that's okay. We're taking our options and we're looking. I encourage Fitterer and guys. Dan Morgan's still the assistant GM. Dan Morgan, linebacker, great for the yeah, he's the assistant GM still. Dan Morgan was a great linebacker for the Panthers back in the 2000s. Anyways, uh, I'm hoping that maybe we're just taking our time and seeing what's what. And I guess maybe waiting for the off season. I prefer if we made a couple of moves, but I'm not so mad as of yet. I'm really excited that the coaching decision of Thomas Brown being the offensive play caller works because Frank Reich is an offensive dude, so we still have his expertise. We're not losing his expertise. We're not throwing him away. We're just adding someone else into the mix. And I mean, why not? Why not reach down to have some of the some of the other coaches, give their 2 cents? I mean, that's really good. I mean, I guess I focus on the Panthers a lot, so I wouldn't really see this with everyone else. Every time I see Bryce on the sideline, McCown is right there next to him, coaching him up. Same with Dalton. So it's good stuff. I this game was hard. This game was rough, and my heartbeat was hard, but it was a good game. We did a lot of different sharing the sugar with receptions. Mingo went off. I'm loving the Mingo Young connection. Freaking Thielen, W. Chuba didn't do great, but he had a clutch 3rd and 2. I was gassing Vegas up, and I said it was a 3rd and 9, but no, it was a 3rd and 2. Still clutch though, still important. Um, Kind of sucks that Sanders is still sort of being put in the back seat. I really feel bad about that. But I mean, if we're going with what's working, and if that means that we have to part ways with Sanders, I hope the best for him because I love Sanders. I love Sanders. When he was on the freaking Eagles, now I love him. I'm hoping we can find a spot for him, and if not, I'm hoping we can get him to a team that he would get more love on, and we can get something in return. Really make it equitable. Because I know this time hasn't been good for him in Carolina. It really hasn't. But it's. I hope he doesn't see that as we don't want you. It's just if it sometimes these team decisions don't work out. Sometimes they really don't. I mean, Kurt Warner with the Giants, that didn't work out. They had Eli Manning. So, it's sometimes these things are going to happen, and that's okay. So, uh, honestly, biggest problem, offensive line, still. What is it? 6 sacks, was it? It was a lot. It was a lot of sacks. It was abysmal. There was one time when, and I'm not an offensive lineman. I know this is one of the toughest positions in the game, but just letting that guy get by you. I mean, Icky, are you serious? You just like had your left arm out there doing nothing. So I'm hoping that we highlight that for our win. We highlight it, and when doors are closed, the offensive line coach can get some foots up some butts and get to work. So had a couple of injuries, but we're still overcoming them. Shaq Thompson is still with us. He was at the Halloween party, so I don't know what's going to happen with him in off-season moves. I don't really know. We're about halfway through the year, so I can't really speak to that as of yet. But I just we're taking it one week at a time. We've got the victories. We every week we learn a little bit more about how this team grooves, and we learned a lot this time. So it was just great to see everyone come together on Halloween for have a party. It was just a great time. It was a great time. I saw a bunch of people posting it. It's just awesome to see such a team with such misfortune still come together. And I think that really speaks to the Panthers as a whole. That's about all I have. Uh, Vegas, you got any more thoughts on the game?
I mean, it wasn't pretty, but they don't ask how, they ask how many. I thought Bryce Young looked pretty good. I thought overall Stroud looked solid as well. He made some really nice throws. I thought overall Young was better. Generally, the game was even, although the attacks were a little different. Y'all were definitely a little more pass heavy. The Texans were a little more run heavy. But in the end, y'all made the plays that mattered to win. And I gotta give credit there. Thielen and Mingo both looked really good. I thought Hubbard's gotta step it up. 1.9 yards per carry, 15 attempts and only 28 yards. That is not good, buddy. Frankie Louvu, gotta shout him out. He looked excellent in this one. I mean, again, it wasn't pretty, but y'all did what you needed to do to win. In the end, that's what matters, and I'm excited that y'all finally can say you have won a football game.
I'm so happy.
Other than that, I don't really have much else.
Neither do I, man.
Yeah. Definitely a shorter video, which, for the sake of the canker sore in my throat, I'm a little appreciative of. It's also nice that you did most of the talking, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't really know what else there is to talk about for this
No,
game.
I mean, we've got so up next is
The
I'll
Colts.
just real quick go through. You don't have to talk much. I'll just give my brief thoughts on it.
I
So
appreciate
the
it.
next
I'll
the
give
next
my thoughts like really briefly
yeah
because I would like to mention, but I do appreciate it.
yeah of course, man. So the next 4 games we got coming up, we have Colts in Bank of America, and then we've got Panthers in Soldier Field, and then we have Cowboys in Bank of America, and then we have Panthers in Tennessee. I don't know what the Titans field is called. I'm not going to lie. I just know Soldier Field and Bank of America because iconic in my team. So Colts, Anthony Richardson's out, and God, I love Gardner Minshew, but you know what? He's not playing great. So that's a game. If we play more consistent, we have that win. Next up, we've got the Bears. Bears in Soldier Field, so that might be a little something to look out for. Bears get the win, we can get the win. I'm hoping that we can get the win. I don't know exactly who would be the starting quarterback at that point because I'm not really familiar yet with what's going on with Justin Fields. How injured or not injured he is. So okay, so it is an injury update. It's a thumb injury. I don't know. So he may be okay. Fields is week to week, so we may have Fields, we may have Lambert or whatever his name is. Not to be disrespectful to him, just I'm trying to get this video done. Cowboys, that's gonna be hard. I actually heard someone say the other day I'm thinking about selling my ticket because I can't go and watch the carnage. Let's just say that O line's gonna have to against Micah Parsons. But miracles can happen, dude. We can be the Cardinals. Who knows? And then we've got the Titans. So, and there's just so much about who's playing and when. I don't know about the Titans either. I mean, yeah, if they've got Levis, they could have that win. But really, three of those four games are, depending on how we play, we can definitely maybe pull out a win. Cowboys, it's a fluke, but who knows? So that's my thoughts on the next four games.
Yeah, I mean, y'all definitely have the easier stretch of your season coming up. Colts, a very beatable team. Sad that we don't get to see Young versus Richardson. I think that would have been a fun matchup, and I think a lot of people were looking forward to that. Bears, a very winnable game for y'all. Who knows what's going to be up with them. They're definitely inconsistent, but they're also not very good. Cowboys, you can win, but that's more dependent on do the Cowboys suck that day more than how well do you play. So, and
Yep.
overall, I think Dallas probably going to win that one. Tennessee, definitely the favorites, but I think a winnable game, and I would love to see Will Levis start that game. Because then we'd get another rookie versus rookie battle there. And then after that, it's three straight division games. Bucks, Saints, Falcons. All those games very winnable, but all of them very losable as well. All four teams in your division have been mightily inconsistent. So,
Yep.
y'all have only two more losses than the Falcons, Saints, and Bucks. Well, of four losses. So the 4-4 Saints, 4-4 Falcons, 3-4 Bucks. You're only 2.5 games out of the top of the division if you're able to win some more games in this easier stretch. Because part of the reason y'all are doing so poorly is because y'all played a lot of really, really good football teams that were tough to beat.
Yep.
So, if y'all continue your upward trajectory, I could see y'all possibly getting back into the division fight, assuming, of course, that no
Who
one
knows?
team decides to run away with it. Because right now it's neck and neck, and everyone is mid. So, but I mean, other than that, I don't really have anything else to add. You got any final thoughts or comments?
No, sir.
Alrighty then. Well, please be sure to leave a comment down if you have any thoughts or comments about the Carolina Panthers and their win over the Texans this week, or just anything Panthers or football related. We'd love to hear your feedback. And that is going to do it for us today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button. Please be sure to subscribe. And we will see you all in the next video.